Hello, 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 my wonderful subscribers. Welcome to a long-awaited VHS review. Now, I'd like to start off by apologising for not doing one for a very long while. As you all know, I attempted a Tweenies VHS review, and that went just swimmingly. Copyright claim, blocked worldwide. Well, not really. So technically I don't count that as my 25th VHS review. Today's VHS review is officially my 25th. And which technically means I haven't done one since the 31st of August. That was my Pingu VHS, my last Pingu VHS review. And a number of factors have prevented me from making another one for a while. Factors including, these factors include that my Tweenies VHS review getting copyright claims, dismotivating me to do VHS reviews, and also several of the VHSs I've tried to order simply not arriving, despite me waiting very, very patiently. Now, as you know, this review was supposed to happen yesterday, but I was too tired and stressed yesterday, and I hadn't watched through the whole thing. But I have now, so the VHS review is here now. So, what are we reviewing today? Postman Pat 2-in-1. Now then, this is my third Postman Pat VHS review, but unlike the previous two, which were all episodes of season 2, this one contains 6 episodes of season 1, which were previously released on Postman Pat 1 and Postman Pat 2, hence the name Postman Pat 2-in-1. Now, the first series of Postman Pat is nothing like the second. I mean, seriously, the episode storylines of Postman Pat season 1 make season 2 look like a Michael Bay film, and even season 2 isn't that action-packed. So, oh boy, does very, very, very little happen in these episodes, but who cares? The first series of Postman Pat was still charming, and a relic of a bygone era in children's TV, in my opinion. So yeah, I can't wait to talk all about season 1 of Postman Pat, because I don't think I ever had in detail on this channel before. And yeah, I hope you're looking forward to it. So here's the front cover. Nice purple and blue colour scheme with a hint of green. There's the 2 tapes that were previously released. Here's the spine. Here's the back of it. 2 brilliant single videos put together on 1 value tape. Yeah, brilliant value. So here are the episodes. So, released in 1997 by BBC Worldwide, but the original tapes, I believe, were released in the mid-1980s. 1986, I think they were both released, and this VHS has a total running time of 86 minutes. So sit back, relax, go get some snacks and a drink if you want, because this review is going to be about 90 to 95 minutes long. So here's the tape. Here's the back of the tape. Now I will close this. Okay, let's waste no more time and put this into my VHS player. And now I'll fasten my camera onto the stand and we will begin. Please get in. Thank you. Oh yeah, the audio and video quality isn't too great, but it's kind of up and down all the way through, but it's not really that bad, and in fact I think it adds to, and I personally feel that whenever it's like this, it just adds to the nostalgic value of these tapes, in my opinion. There's the BBC logo. Slightly lower pitch from what it normally is, so it's a bit now. Hang on, I'll turn it down. Also available, we got The Greatest Things and another one. Yeah, just give it a second, guys. This snow thing will stop in a sec. Postman Pat 211, there's the title card. Hang on, I'm just sorting my camera out. Alright, sing along with me. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat and his black and white cat. Early in the morning, just as day is dawning, he picks up all the post bags in his van. Oh god, I sound so bored. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Hang on, I'm going to turn my fan on. Everybody knows his bright red van. All his friends will smile as he waits to greet them. Maybe you can never be sure there'll be knock, a ring, letters through your door. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. I promise the quality improves, guys. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. That theme song is so timeless. Right, so Postman Pat's Finding Day was the very first episode of the whole series.
As they drove along the valley on a fine sunny morning.
Hang on, I'll just wait for the quality to improve.
And stopped at the post office as they did every day to collect the letters. Good morning.
Barely anything happens in the first season of this episode, but in the first season of each episode. But that's part of the charm of it, in my opinion. You can clearly tell that this was made in 1981.
Seems to be for Katie and Tom Pottage.
Oh, here we go. Wait, hang on.
Of course, it's their birthday.
This'll stop in a minute, guys, I promise.
Won't they be excited when they see all these parcels? They are lucky. I remember when I was their age, waiting for the post. Hey, I'd better be on my way.
Wonder when Pat was born.
Well, I'll be off. Goodbye.
He looks to be like 30 or something, so I'd imagine he was born sometime in the early 50s. Okay, it stops now.
Pat was on his way.
Oh, that animation there has fewer frames than some of the other van driving shots, so that leads me to believe that was one of the very first things they shot, pieces of animation they did.
Some of the children had arrived.
So this is a very nice introductory episode, introducing all the characters and the world they live in one by one.
Take care of the letters till the headmaster came. He always did that because he was the oldest. Oh dear.
Oh god.
Right in a puddle.
It really is sad watching this these days, given the shite that Postman Pat eventually devolved into. That is Postman Pat's special delivery service.
Said Pat, but I'll have a go.
Truly does show how
Let's see now.
what kids' TV was like back in the 80s versus how it is nowadays.
Pat was enjoying the hopscotch so much he almost forgot the time.
Shows don't have to be flashy and fast-paced to be enjoyable.
Can we? Especially today.
Postman Pat
Bye-bye, Pat.
and Postman Pat Season 1 proves that. The animation in Season 1 definitely isn't the best of the series, but for the time it was made and its budget, it's still brilliant enough. That again looks like another early shot. You can clearly tell this wasn't made on a very high budget, as most kids' TV shows were back in the 80s and 90s. What I love about 80s and 90s kids' TV shows, stop motion and live action shows, is they seriously make as much use as possible out of their budgets. Oh, it's going a bit funny again. Don't worry, guys.
This present was just what he wanted.
But I mean, the stop motion animation, even in my opinion, even the animation in in the first series is better than it was in Special Delivery Service.
What's up with Katie?
And Special Delivery Service was made over 25 years later.
She's lost Sarah Ann. Sarah Ann? Is that the little doll she takes to school?
Yeah,
She takes it everywhere. She's lost
clearly
it.
tells how much the people didn't care about SDS.
Oh, it's sure to
When the animation in the very first season is better than it was in Special Delivery Service.
And called up lots of places.
Sure, its vintage charm adds to it, but the character movements, in my opinion, are actually more fluid, slightly more fluid than the ones in Special Delivery Service. And when even Special Delivery Service has worse animation than something that was made 25 years ago, you know something is wrong with Special Delivery Service. Oh, and by the way, the music is also brilliant. See how much they were able to do with the sets from the budget they had.
The Reverend Timms heard Pat's van coming. There was a card from Cousin Joan on holiday in Mallorca. Pat told him about Katie's lost doll. Well, she could have lost it.
The music in the original series is really good, but I mainly grew up with with seasons 3 to 6. I mainly grew up with seasons 3 to 6. So of course I'm going to remember the music in seasons 3 to 6 more fondly, and I think it's not quite as good, but still really good.
Found anything?
Seasons 2 and 3 to 6 definitely has the best animation
On the head.
of the series.
At last, the Reverend Timms did find something, but it wasn't Sarah Ann. It was a lady's glove. It had the letters DT sewn inside.
So yeah, this is a very nice way to introduce the series
Dorothy
and all the characters. So Postman Pat's going around finding different things in the hopes of finding Katie's lost doll, but instead finds many different things, and he delivers them to each of them, and he returns them to each of the characters, and thus going all around the village so the audience can meet the characters. Very clever way to introduce the characters and the world Postman Pat lives in my opinion. It's just lovely.
When Pat and Jess arrived at Thompson Ground, Mrs. Thompson was out with a basket collecting the eggs.
And once again, Ken Barry's doing all of the voices, even the female ones. He has an amazing range, but he's not as good as John Alderton in Fireman Sam, in my opinion, who could put off both male and female voices flawlessly. Ken Barry's female voices are slightly iffy, but John Alderton can pull off both male and female voices flawlessly. But Ken Barry's performance is still brilliant. However, I do think it was a wise decision to bring in Carol Boyle to do all the female voices in the second season alongside Ken.
Mrs. Thompson found something, but it wasn't a doll. It was
kind of like how I brought
Hey,
in
that looks like Ted
Daniel
Glenn.
BTDM and my sister to do some voices in Redcliffe Railway Tales Season 2, whereas I did all the voices in Season 1.
He will be pleased to have his back.
Oh god, it's cringe how some of my voices in Season 1 are just so cringeworthy. My voice acting in Season 1 was just so hammy.
See you tomorrow. Cheerio.
Nowhere near as hammy as as Season 2. I've decided that on the 7th of January, which is a Friday, which is going to be a Friday anyway, I'm going to do a 3+ hour long live stream where I watch all, where I watch all of the, where I watch all the episodes of Redcliffe Railway Tales Season 1 with you guys and give my own retrospective commentary on them. So I hope you're looking forward to that. And that's going to happen on the 7th of January to coincide with the 4th anniversary of Redcliffe Railway Tales. Still can't believe it's been 4 years since I released the very first episode.
Ted Glenn was delighted to see his knife. He couldn't guess where Pat had found it. When Pat told him about Katie's lost doll, Ted said, "Hey, she was here yesterday with her mother. They brought a lamp to repair." So they went to look in Ted's workshop.
Did try to do... Yeah, so despite the fact that I tried to do all the voices in Redcliffe Railway Tales Season 1, even back then I knew I was nowhere near as good as Ken Barry and John Alderton, but that's kind of what I was going for, a performance similar to theirs, and I guess I sort of succeeded, but yeah, my voice acting has definitely improved since I started Redcliffe Railway Tales. Oh, just a second, guys. My TV's slightly out of frame.
I found the lassie's doll, said Tim. So do I, said Pat. I seem to be able to find everything else. Right, Ted?
Yeah, that's the whole point of this episode. Yeah, again, so sorry guys. Again, a very clever way of introducing all the characters and the world they live in. Yeah, for a first episode of this series, this episode really did a good job
Was shopping at Sam's
of introducing
Mobile,
everyone.
whilst Sam was enjoying a cup of tea.
Even in normal shows, even in other shows, the point of the very first episode isn't to tell a deep story. You've got to take priority in introducing all the characters and the world they live in.
Pat told them all about
You can tell more exciting stories in later episodes, but then again, this is the most exciting story on this tape, and all Pat's doing is
I'll take her a box of chocolates. That'll cheer
is
her up.
going around and to find Sarah Ann. Oh, and there she is.
Sarah Ann. So that's where you've been hiding all this time. It's Katie's doll. said Pat.
The later episodes on this tape aren't as exciting. But then
That child gets everywhere.
But then you might be thinking, well, if this show isn't really, if Season 1 isn't really that exciting, if Postman Pat in general isn't that exciting, doesn't that make it boring? No, it doesn't, because the point of Postman Pat was never to tell deep stories, at least in the first season. It was to show off what these animators could do with the model sets and the puppets, and I think they really did succeed. Where Postman Pat lacks in story, it makes up for in its music, voice acting, and animation and set design.
In the party. And Pat had a piece of cake.
Oh yeah. Oh shit! I don't like
Delicious, said Pat. But it's time we were off. Bye-bye, Pat. Bye. Goodbye, everyone.
Yes.
Have a good time.
Really not bad at all for the first episode. Okay, so that's the end of the first episode. Really not bad. Really not bad at all for the very first episode. We don't need to see this part, so let's skip to the next episode.
It was a cloudy morning in Greendale. But as
Oh, this is a pretty nice episode too.
Village post office. It brightened up.
This is quite possibly... The Sheep in the Cloverfield is quite possibly the best episode of
A large van was parked in the narrow road.
Well, not really, not exactly the best episode, but certainly one of the best of season 1.
Come on, straighten up. Come on, you could get a bus through there.
This has surprisingly high stakes for a Postman Pat season 1 episode. That's mainly why it sticks out among fans.
Mrs. Atkinson, please. Righto, Pat. Mind how you go. Oh dear. I think we're stuck.
Oh god. This happened in later
All
Postman Pat
that rain,
seasons
it's
as
made the
well.
ground boggy. Hello, Pat. Still here? Yes, I am. I'm stuck in the mud. I'll give Pete Fogg a shout as I go past. He can tow you out with his tractor. Hang on. Thanks, Sam. Oh, well.
Oh yeah, and there's also sometimes songs in it.
Looking at life through a
So to pass the time, Postman Pat sometimes sings. He can't. As he's got nothing else to do, I guess for this filler, I guess we'll just add in some filler where Postman Pat sings about farming in the north of England. And to be fair, this is a very, very nice song, though it's not the best in the series. Ken Barry was a singer anyway. Got famous for being a singer, and I bet that's one of the reasons he was cast in the role of Pat. He was a really nice singer, and it's so sad that he's dead now. He died in 2016, I believe. And John Cunliffe is also dead now. The guy who created Postman Pat, as well as Rosie and Jim. And the animation by Woodland Animations, directed by Ivor Wood. Is they also did shows like Charlie Chalk, Bertha. I am going to do a Bertha VHS review. They also did Gran. I may do a Gran VHS review. Not sure about Charlie Chalk, but I might do a Gran VHS review, and I may also do I'm definitely doing a Bertha VHS review, and I swear to God there was something else that Woodland Animations did, but I can't remember what it was now. And you can tell it's a Woodland Animations production through its distinctive style. All the animation, all the things that all the human puppets have that very distinct Woodland Animations look to them. You can always tell when you're watching a Woodland Animations production. And I believe the same people who did Fireman Sam. I don't know the name of the animation company that did Fireman Sam, but I'm almost certain that they also did Joshua Jones, because again, the character designs in Joshua Jones are very similar to the character designs in Fireman Sam seasons 1 to 4. May also do a Joshua Jones VHS review, we'll just have to wait and see.
Now then, just tie it on there.
I swear to God there was So there's Postman Pat, Charlie Chalk, Bertha and Gran, but I swear to God there was another woodland animation show I know of. I just don't remember what it is.
Ready?
There we go, it's finally being pulled out.
Bye. Thanks a lot. Pat was on his way again. Morning. Morning, Pat. You're a bit late today. Yes, I got held up down by Atkinson's. I was trying to get past Sam's van. I got stuck on the grass verge. Then I had to wait for Peter Fogg to come and pull me out with his tractor. Oh, the good thing he did. Look, Major Fogg's bull. It won first prize at the county show.
I remember reacting to a... the reaction is still on my channel, but I remember reacting to a YouTube poop of this episode by Thomas 1, Edward 2, Henry 3. He doesn't do too many YTPs, but the one he did of this episode was bloody amazing. The reaction is still up on my channel. The YTP was called Postman Shat. Yeah, while I still do enjoy Postman Pat Season 1, I definitely think Seasons 2 and 3 to 6 are better. Okay, maybe in some instances with Seasons 3 to 6. Some of the storylines in Seasons 3 to 6 are slightly questionable, as is the editing, but... yeah. But Season 2 is definitively better than Season 1 in almost every regard. Postman Pat Season 2 is quite possibly my favourite season of the series.
Some fools left a gate open. I bet it's those campers.
But this is where the stakes get raised.
The sheep have got into the clover field. It'll kill them if they eat too much.
Oh no.
Can you give me a hand to drive them back?
Yeah, that is slightly dark by Postman Pat standards.
I used to work on a farm when I was a lad.
Yeah, stakes. Yeah, okay. The stakes have been raised.
You can see them up there. They spread out a bit.
Interesting that Postman Pat used to work on a farm.
Hang on, Pat. We've left the gate open now. We're as bad as the campers.
Oh, yeah.
I'll shut it.
Yeah, right. Oh god. Okay, the stakes are. Oh. Interesting that this episode has death stakes in them. Interesting by Postman Pat standards. Oh god.
That was warm work.
Oh god.
What's that funny noise? Hey up! It's that bull! Run!
Oh no. How come the bull was never shown on screen?
Oh.
Okay, this episode is slightly more exciting than the previous episode, I must admit.
It's my ankle. Oh.
I forgot how much happens in this episode. Yeah, a lot more. Yeah, this is definitely one of the best episodes of Season 1.
Now what are we going to do?
Yeah.
You can't sit here till it
A lot more happens in it than later episodes, as you'll see.
From the village. Won't be long.
I mean, I know this series didn't have that high of a budget, but did they really have no more money to make a bull? They can make other animals and make them walk, but how come they couldn't make a bull? I'm not buying the fact they didn't have enough money. It's still surely it would have cost like
and told her about
£200 to make a ball puppet.
My car's in Pencaster being serviced.
Surely that's all it would have cost.
Then I'll take you in my van.
Surely they had an extra £200 to spare.
So Dr. Gilbertson brought her bag. She sat in Jess's place.
This is actually...
Ted was glad to see the doctor. Oh! Ouch! She soon bandaged his ankle up. It wasn't broken, just badly sprained. Try not to put too much weight on it now. Pat's walking stick came in handy.
Now that walking stick was gifted to Pat by Granny Dryden in Pat's birthday in the previous episode, canon to this one, Pat's birthday. This is episode 5. Postman Pat's birthday was episode 4, and obviously the first one we watched was episode 1. I don't remember the exact order of the episodes, but yes, the sheep in the clover field is definitely episode 5.
Jess rode on Dr. Gilbertson's knee until they arrived back at the surgery.
Hang on. Oh, hang on, guys. I just need to move this. Ow!
Bye, Pat. Ted was glad to get home. You all right now? I'll manage. Thanks for helping. Cheerio. Bye. Pat was on his way again. He still had a lot of letters and parcels to deliver. Hello, Al. Hello, Pat. Thanks for getting the sheep back. It's the same thing every year. Gates left open all over the place. We'll have to have words with them campers, won't we, Dot?
Oh, God. Yeah.
What a morning, Jess.
What
Rounding up
really
sheep,
does...
dodging bulls, fetching
It
doctors.
really is...
And now we're late with all this post. We'll have to get a move on this afternoon.
really is depressing how careless and inconsiderate some people are by leaving gates open. Potentially, that could have potentially killed those sheep. Right, let's fast forward to the next episode.
Greendale was having a hard winter, and there'd been another snowfall in the night.
Oh no.
It was icy as well.
Hang on, guys, I'm just... That's on ice. This is quite an interesting
Postman Pat was
episode.
out on his rounds as usual, but he had to go very carefully. Sam Waldron was out too, with his mobile shop. Hello, Pat. Rough weather. Hello, Sam. How's it going? Well, I don't think I'll be able to get this van up to Granny Dryden's with the groceries. I'll take them with the letters, said Pat.
Yeah, interesting.
Righto. Here they are. That'll keep her going for a while.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pat. Mind how you go.
Filming this in the morning, but I'm exhausted and I don't know why.
Cheerio. And Pat was on his way.
Oh, hang on, guys.
He skidded
We just
and
need to make a
slithered along
community
the steep
post.
road to Granny
You guys are
Dryden's
probably going to
house.
see this community post. few hours before this review gets uploaded.
She was glad to see him, especially when she saw he had a groceries as well as a letter. Good morning. Oh, thank you, Pat. That's lovely. And that letter will be from that lass of mine down in London. I can't find me reading glasses anywhere. Would you tell me what she says, Pat? Certainly. Now, let's see. She says, Dear Mum, just a line to let you know... Speak up, please, Pat. I can't hear you. We'll all be able to come up to Greendale to see you for your birthday. Jim started school this week. And Dad
the days when they couldn't send texts and so they had to send letters. Pat was obviously much busier back in the day.
Sally and family. Hey, that's good news. Thanks, Pat. Have a cup of tea. Thank you, Mrs. Dryden. Just the thing, this cold weather. I'll be on my way before it starts snowing again. Goodbye. Bye, Pat. Pat's next stop was at Ted Glenn's workshop. Morning, Ted. Hello, Pat. Why, it's cold outside. That's a grand stove you've got there. I could do with that in my van. Ooh, it's lovely. Here's somebody writing from a warm place. Australia.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be Albert.
Yeah.
It's ages since he's written.
Oh, yeah, because it'll be... Yes, because at that time of year that it's taking place in, it'll be summer in Australia. Sorry, guys, I'm still making the community post.
Do you fancy trying them out? They say the tarn's frozen hard. Well, I don't know. I'd love to have a go. Is the ice safe? Has anyone checked it? Yes, Miss Hubbard. Take them anyway. You never know when they might come in handy. And I've got some of my own. Thanks, Ted. Cheerio. The wind was blowing the snow into deeper and deeper drifts. Soon, Pat had to stop. The road was blocked. He thought he would never get through with his letters now. Then he looked across to the tarn and saw someone skating on the ice.
Watch out for the
It's worth trying, Jess. I can take a short cut across the ice. Come on, Pat, it's lovely.
Watch out for yellow snow.
You stay here, Jess, and mind the van. I'll just put these skates on.
Right. Okay, I've made the post now. You're probably all gonna see it a few hours before this review comes up.
Here we go. What?
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, there's a running gag in the first 2 seasons where Pat can barely master any other mode of transport after other than his van.
Hello, Charlie.
Even in seasons 3 to 6 this was done, but obviously from the advent of special delivery service, Pat is somehow alright with riding in helicopters, 4x4s, lorries, and even bloody jet planes in the very later seasons of special delivery service. I mean, what? That does nothing but tell me that special delivery service isn't even set in the same universe. Oh, that's very good. Is it? That it isn't even, oh god, that special delivery service isn't even set in the same universe as the first 6 seasons. Are seasons 1 and 2 even canon with seasons 3 to 6? I've got no idea now.
Come on, Jess.
I guess that's completely up to you. Do you consider seasons 3 to 6 canon with 1 and 2, or do you consider them canon with special delivery service and 1 and 2 are their own separate canon? Personally, I consider seasons 3 to 6 canon with 1 and 2 and not special delivery service, because I still find it very hard to believe that the Postman Pat scene in seasons 3 to 6 is the same one scene in special delivery service. Special delivery service is its own canon and no one can change my mind. And it's not a very good canon, as it was made purely only to think about merchandising and not about storytelling and displaying this lovely animation.
There were no children at the school. They were all snowed up at home. But the snowman was there.
Oh yes.
Pat had an envelope in his pocket, so he addressed it to the snowman. Mr. Snowman...
Oh god. Yeah, that's probably a nice thing he's doing for the kids for when they come back to school.
Who's that? It was Miss Hubbard and Ted. Hello, Pat. Have you seen my bicycle? The snow must have buried it.
I don't know why.
We'll have to find it.
Call it that. Oh yes, no doubt. I remember this. I remember listening to a Postman Pat audio tape I once had over and over, and I definitely remember this scene in very detail being on the tape. The scene that's happening now. It also had Postman Pat and the Hole in the Road on it, I believe. I used to listen to it over and over as a 5/6-year-old. Often when we were driving to and from my Nana and Granddad's house in our old Toyota car. We don't have it anymore though. I don't remember what our Toyota was called, but it was the diesel version of the Prius. I can say that it was a Prius, but it was a diesel version. It wasn't a hybrid. I can't remember what it was called. But what I mean is, it looked exactly like the Prius. It just wasn't a hybrid. I don't remember what that was called. I remember this part where they find something sticking out of the snow and it turns out to be a kettle very clearly in the audio tape.
Just a little kettle.
Yes. Super cool.
I think it's here.
Here.
Just in time for choir practice. I'll be off now. I'll open the gate for you, Miss Hubbard. Thank you, Pat. Goodbye. Bye, Miss Hubbard.
interesting. Even in the 80s, a lot of people still went to church. Not anymore.
I'm coming, Jess.
Especially in the north of England, where this takes place. In Cumbria.
Cheer up, Jess.
Oh, I must be because of the cold.
This snow can't last forever.
Yeah, it's definitely cold. Right, next episode. Oh, God. Just been lying on my bed. Very... Ivor Wood truly was a talented animator. John Cunliffe is certainly dead, but I'm not sure if Ivor Wood's dead now. Like by hand, interesting. Right, we're now on to the episodes from Postman Pat 2. This is quite a long one, as you guys know. We're only halfway through.
Suddenly, he had to stop. It was Alf Thompson driving his sheep across the road.
There was a joke in Thomas 1 Edward 2 Henry 3, in Henry 3's Postman Pat YTP, where, oh god, the sheep kind of saying, fuck you to Jess. There was a joke in it, in Thomas 1 Edward 2's Henry 3's YTP, where Ted said, "Oh, can you give me a hand to drive it back to drive it back into the field?" And Ted was literally on a sheep with a steering wheel on the M5, I believe. I can't remember if it was the M4 or the M5, or was it the M6, I can't remember, but he was on it and literally driving the sheep with a steering wheel. Funny phrase that, driving farm animals. Totally understandable why he made that joke, and definitely a very British thing to say. The farmer drove his animals into the field. Very, very British phrase, driving farm animals.
Where is everybody? The children were bringing things to school for a display.
Oh, this is definitely the weakest episode on this tape. Postman Pat and the Made by Hen. Barely anything happens in this episode.
A basket of eggs.
Yeah, barely anything happens in this episode. This is
busy.
still enjoyable, but it's definitely the weakest episode on this tape. Possibly even the weakest of season 1.
Hey, mind how you go.
Well, I don't quite know. I don't remember all the episodes of season 1. Yeah, but this is definitely the weakest on this tape.
Till Thompson came along with a cup of tea.
Nice.
Thank you, said Pat. And
27 minutes of battery left, guys. I may have to cut the camera and change the battery once this episode ends.
Have you done? She said.
We may have just enough time to do the next episode. No, there may be just enough battery to do the next episode, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Goodbye.
But I may cut the cameras when this episode ends, just to be on the safe side. And to save time, I'm probably going to change the battery as the closing titles of this episode and the opening titles of the next one are playing. And they literally can't think of any other music to put in, so they just put the theme song in. They literally had very few... So little happens in this episode that they literally had to do another montage with the theme song in it. I mean, I don't mind it, it's still a very good theme song, but... just shows you how little happens in this episode when they have to put in a filler montage of Pat driving around with the opening theme song and even using similar shots from the opening, such as this one. I'm really shocked, that's like... I swear that shop appeared earlier in this montage. It could just be me going crazy, but I swear that's just a repeated shot. Another similar shot from the opening. They were definitely tight on story with this one, so they definitely had to put this filler in. And it even fades to black and then fades into the next scene. I'm convinced they just made up the stories as each episode went along. They just made up the stories as they went along with each episode. Strikes and struggles.
It's been an easy day today.
Not for long, spoiler alert. What even is there to spoil, really? You read the title of the episodes, didn't you? So you know what's going to happen.
It was so warm that Pat soon fell asleep. But Mrs. Thompson's hens were wide awake, and Pat had left his sandwich box open, with his keys neatly beside it.
Oh god. Stealing his sandwiches. That's what happens when you don't keep an eye on your belongings. They get stolen, not just by humans, but by animals too.
Stealing his keys.
Oh no. Literally the maximum level of conflict in this episode. A magpie hen stealing Pat's keys, preventing him from getting into his van and delivering the post. Michael Bay levels of action this is. Oh my god.
Oh, so that's where you've got to. Oh dear, it's a long time since I climbed a tree. But here goes. Pat was just reaching out when the hen dropped the keys and flew off.
Oh god.
Now the keys were stuck in the tree. And as Pat was climbing towards them, the branch gave way and...
Oh no. Oh! Oh god! Oh, that's seriously gonna hurt. Oh no! Pat did not deserve that at all. God! By Postman Pat standards, that really must have been painful. I don't think they have too many scenes like that in other kids' shows, even back then. Jesus, that really must have been painful. Not only did Pat fall at least 20 feet, but right in a thorn bush as well. I can't imagine how painful that must be.
I'll take it now. They're here, all right. Look, I've got them. There's something else up here. Lots of things. It's like a magpie's nest. My. He brought everything down to show Mrs. Thompson. There are all kinds of shiny things.
Interesting.
There's my wedding ring that went missing last week.
Oh, the audio quality's going a bit bad now. Going a bit muffly.
That's all right.
This is just how it is for the rest of the tape, I'm afraid, guys. I'm sorry. I'll turn it up. I'll turn it back up though to compensate. That's why it was at 60. That's why my audio was at 60 at the start of this review. Oh, bloody hell, I'm starting to get tired now, but it's only 10:35 at the moment, as of when I'm recording this, so I don't understand why I'm so tired. Why I've been acting so lethargic. One second.
Glad he lost his sandwiches when he saw what a good dinner Mrs. Thompson had cooked.
Oh,
Mrs. Thompson was glad too. She'd got her ring back.
interesting.
But it was soon time.
Oh, that looks like a beef or steak pie. Pat must really like steak pies. I had steak pie a lot, but I don't. When I was younger, but I don't anymore. I don't like steak pie anymore. But it's pretty understandable why Pat likes it. Oh, pardon me.
Who ever heard of such a thing?
Yeah, magpie hen. I hadn't heard of it prior. I haven't heard of anything like a magpie hen. I haven't heard of a magpie hen outside of this episode either. Magpie hen. You know what? The audio is still not great, so I'm going to turn it up to...
Stop to tell Sam Walden about the magpie hen.
No, that may be slightly too... That was 65 will be fine.
He said, I wonder if that's where my
Yes, I
pipe
did
is.
just fart if you heard this. Oh, it smells good. I know this is going to sound gross, but I do actually like the smell of my own farts. Yes, guys, I do have a lot of dirty habits, but I don't want to go into detail about them right now. Oh, God.
Sounds odd.
Oh God, you probably all think I'm a weird ass now. Oh no.
When Pat saw Miss Hubbard, he told her about the magpie hen. Well, I lost the silver earring last month, she said.
Interesting.
And the hat too. I wonder if they're off tree somewhere. I must go and see Mrs. Thompson. On the way home, Pat met Alf Thompson on his tractor and stopped to tell him about the magpie hen. Alf couldn't think of anything he'd lost, but he thought it was a good story. Pat had a letter for him. Oh, what's the name? I'll not lose this anyway. Cheerio. Bye. Pat saw some real magpies on the way home and wondered if they had taught Mrs. Thompson's hens to steal. As for Jess,
Yeah.
he was asleep.
Yeah, sounds quite plausible. What? Shares a top. Oh God. Very interesting. Right, next episode. Pat gets lost in the fog. You can clearly see that literally all they did for the fog effect was put a slightly was put a thin static filter over the episode.
Good morning.
Again, it shows the budget, and they also dim the lights a bit, but it's still good enough. Still good enough still a good enough effect considering the show's budget.
Good morning, Mrs. Goggins. Sorry I'm late. No need to hurry, said Mrs. Goggins. There's no sign of the letters yet. It'll be stop down and have a nice cup of tea. Thank you. That'll be lovely after that foggy drive, said Pat. I'll just brew up.
Very cosy. So that's what the back of the post office is like. Very cosy and warm.
Ah, that's lovely.
I think this is the only time in the entire Postman Pat series we get to see what the back of the post office looks like.
It was just getting
So
warm
damn
and
cozy in
Mrs.
there.
Goggins was just
Looks so
bringing
damn
tea and
cozy in
biscuits
there.
When bing went the shop's doorbell. It's early for a customer, said Mrs. Goggins.
Which makes me wonder if Mrs. Goggins actually lives in the post office
But
herself.
Mrs. Goggins came in with the mailbag.
Very plausible.
It's here, she said. What, already? How did he get through so quickly? There's no fog down at Pencaster. It's only in Greendale. So he's not as late as we thought he'd be. Just as I picked my favourite biscuit. Oh well, no time for that now.
Oh, come on, you don't have to leave it. You can just eat the biscuit now and then go. It'll only take 5 seconds to eat
Hold on,
that
Mrs.
thing.
Goggins. I'll give you a hand. He helped to sort the letters.
Yeah, don't worry, but...
Not too many today, thank goodness, with all this fog about. Goodbye. Oh, and thanks for the tea. Mind how you move.
Yeah, I guess you learn something new every day. It's plausible that Mrs. Goggins actually lives in the post office. I can't believe I didn't realise that before. In the many years I've been watching Postman Pat.
Pat knew the Greendale roads well enough, but they looked different in the fog, and his lights weren't much help. He must have taken a wrong turn somewhere, so he stopped by a signpost to find out where he was. Oh dear, it wasn't a signpost, only a crossroads sign. Now what? Pat didn't know which way to go. He walked along the lane, trying to see through the fog. I can't see a thing. Oh, I better not lose sight of the van.
Ken,
Hey dear.
barely anything happening once in the episode once again.
Then he
Interesting.
saw someone standing in the field. Why is he so still? It must be Ted Glenn out after rabbits. He'll know the way. I'll pop over with his letter and ask him. Pat walked up very quietly so as not to disturb the rabbits and touched Ted on the shoulder. Ted didn't move.
Very
Pat put the
interesting.
letter in Ted's pocket. He still didn't move. Pat gave him a nudge.
Oh god. Scarecrow.
Scarecrow.
Imagine if that was Spud from Bob the Builder.
He was glad no one saw him.
Oh god.
Sorry, Scarecrow. The letter isn't for you. And I don't suppose you can tell me the way in this fog. Goodbye.
Oh no.
He was just wondering what to do when he saw some
Hardly
lights
anything
coming
is
through the
happening in
fog.
this episode.
It was Al Thompson on his tractor. Luckily, he wasn't lost. He soon showed Pat which way to go.
Jesus. Oh god. This truly is a Michael Bay film. Oh no.
Pat was on his way.
Sarcasm is sarcasm. Blood.
He saw Sam's mobile shop parked at the side of the road. Hello, Sam.
Nearly at the end now.
Have you got any cough sweets?
Yes.
These will do the trick.
Isn't intro?
Thank you. Thanks, Sam.
I've never had to cough because of fog before. Interesting.
The next stop was at the church. Hello, Pat. Isn't this fun ghastly? Said the Reverend T. Well, how you found
I'm
your
wondering,
way?
is that music actually coming from the church, or is it just the church's theme? Because there's no service happening at the moment, so I'm wondering if that's just from the soundtrack, or it can't be from the church itself because there's no service happening, so it must be just from the soundtrack.
He saw that Jess had gone.
What? Why would Pat leave the windows open on a day like this? And why would Jess even jump out? Okay, I get that cats are quite adventurous and they like to wander about,
Pat set out to seek Jess.
but
He called.
come on. Why would Jess go out on his own while he's driving around and not even at Pat's home?
Jess. He push. Jess. Jess. Push. Jess. Come on, Jess. Go. Come on, Jess. This is no time for hide and seek. Oh.
Why does Ken Barry always sound like a woman whenever his voice cracks, like it did when Pat fell over that gate? Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, I just remembered the battery.
Where have you been, Jess?
9 minutes. I'll definitely have to cut the camera and change the battery once this episode finishes. I completely forgot. I'm gonna leave the closing credits of this episode and the opening of next one playing when I'm changing the battery to save
You're
time.
really lost this time.
Oh no.
Let's try this way. He couldn't even find the road, let alone his van. Miss Hubbard passed the van on the way to the church. No Pat, no Jess. What could have happened to them? Hello, Vicar. Have you seen Pat? His van's in the road, but there's no sign of him or his cat. Oh dear. Pat called quite some time ago. They must be lost in the fog. I know what we must do, said Miss Hubbard. We must ring the bells to guide them back to the church. Come along, Reverend. Pull.
The birds of Notre Dame. Fire, dark fire. This
I wonder why the church bells are ringing. They don't usually ring for choir practice. Still, they're as good as a foghorn. We'll soon find the way now.
Okay. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to get both tapes in one. I'm running out of both tapes. Both Postman Pat 1 and 2 on one tape. I'm running out of stuff to say and I'm getting very, very tired now. And I'm going to need to go on a walk as soon as I've done this review. And then I'm going to edit and upload it in the afternoon.
We were completely lost.
Oh, bloody hell.
Right now. The Lord is our guide, said the Reverend. Have
Yes.
some tea. There's plenty in the pot. Thanks, just what I need, said Pat.
This episode, yeah, actually this is the weakest episode of Season 1.
Said Miss Hubbard. It's much lighter outside.
It just feels like it goes on for way too long. I know each episode is 15 minutes, but this one just feels like it goes on for way too
Much
long.
better, said Pat.
Oh, nice music for when the sun comes out.
Now I can get on with the
Very, very
lesson.
nice. Don't think I've heard this music anywhere else in the series.
Cheerio. Farewell. My pass.
Ugh. Okay, I really must cut the camera and change the battery once the credits start rolling.
Along in the sunshine, without getting lost. Look, Jess, that scarecrow's still waiting for a letter.
Right, I've got to change the battery now. I'll be back in a sec, guys. And I'm back, guys. Hang on, I'm just need to adjust it. What I really hate about this camera, it's still a very good camera, Panasonic 4K, but what I don't like about it is when you turn it off, the camera zoom resets, so I have to zoom back in and sort it out, and sort out the angle I film it. And that's always very, very tedious when I do these VHS reviews and gameplay videos. It's the most tedious part of them, to be honest.
All his friends will smile as he waves to greet them. Maybe you can never be sure there'll be knock, ring, letters through your door. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and it's black and white cat. All the birds are singing and the day is just beginning.
And there's 30 minutes of data left on my camera. Well, this episode's only half that, but as I said, each episode's only half that, so we should be able to do that just fine.
There was deep snow in Greendale.
Another snow one to end each part of the tape.
Nobody
With this
could
tape,
see how
interesting.
it shifted to snow. Postman Pat and Sam Waldron and Miss Hubbard followed in Peter's track. The Reverend Timms was clearing his path. He waved to Pat as he slowly went by. Keep my seat warm, Jess. Morning, Mrs. Goggins. Isn't this snow awful? It's a good thing Peter Fog's clearing some of the roads. We'd never have got through without him. Did you see those 10-foot drifts up at Intake Farm, Pat? And here's an urgent
The Postman Pat 1 episode is definitely better than the Postman Pat 2 episodes on this tape.
Oh dear. But I'd better take it just in case. I usually manage somehow. Well, mind how you go, Pat. We don't want you getting buried in the snow. Oh, I'll be all right. Cheerio. can't we, Jess, if we get stuck? Pat was on his way. He had to drive carefully along the slippery roads. At Greendale Farm, the twins were waiting for him. Oh! Who threw that?
They obviously
You
did.
little monkeys.
Yes.
Two can play at that game.
Oh yeah, the audio's not great now.
Hey! What's going on? Oh dear. Sorry, Mr. Thompson. I didn't know you were here. I was aiming at the twins. That's all right, Pat. Only a bit of fun. You just in time
Yeah,
because
it
the
is.
road's blocked and the snowplow stuck in a big drift.
Yeah.
We've come to dig it out. You could give us a hand. Okay. I can't get on with my round anyway till the road's clear. I'll just give Mrs. Pottage her letters first.
Ah.
The snow's bad this year, Mrs. Pottage. Well, the twins are enjoying it. Yes, so obviously.
There's really nothing more I can say, guys. Other than, I guess, the sets look really, really nice covered in snow.
Peter Fogg was all
They are-
digging when they got to the snow.
That snow, to be quite honest, looks more convincing than the snow effects in the first season of Thomas.
I'll be out in no time. Quick from this brother.
And the first season of Thomas was made 3 years after this.
Come on, lads, put your backs into it.
I will say, but the snow effects did definitely improve in season 2, and became just as good as these snow effects, if not better.
Hang on, I'll see if I can get through now.
Ow.
He took a run at the snowdrift. Come on, Pete, you can do it.
Just feel like- So,
He was through. The
yeah.
twins had been busy.
Well, that's the same snowman from the last snow episode. How on earth were they able to replicate it so accurately?
Bye. Bye, Pat.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
26 minutes of data left.
Pat stopped at the vicarage with a letter for the Reverend Timms. Dr. Gilbertson came to the door instead. Kind Pat, the poor Reverend slipped on the ice and broken his leg. Oh dear, that is bad news.
Yes.
Hello, Pat. Just look at this. Isn't it stupid?
What does he mean,
It's bad luck,
stupid?
I'd say, Reverend.
Oh,
But I brought a letter to cheer you up.
don't worry.
Oh, yes.
These things happen to us.
That'll make good reading.
Jesus, I'm really, really, really getting tired now.
Take it round today. I can take it with my letters. No trouble at all. I'll see they get through. Cheerio, Reverend.
Five people. This is what the episode meant by Pat Goes Legend.
But it looks like the only way of getting the parcel there.
Okay. Pat has a hard time sledging in other episodes too. In the later series, I mean. On the very first Postman Pat DVD I ever had, there was an episode where Pat went sledging and he crashed into a thorn bush. As a kid, I always found that really, really funny. And actually, one time I went sledging in the snow when I was a kid, the same thing quite honestly almost happened to me. I still remember it very clearly. And I felt exactly like Pat in that situation. Pat did when he was in that situation.
But lovely downhill.
Oh yes, it's going over the hills. Delivering the mail over the hills. Oh. I'm bored, exhausted.
We're glad to see them.
We're gonna shoot the field. Oh, it's so cute the way they're going through the field. It really is cute how the sheep in this series walk.
George's house was nearly buried. Hello? Anybody in? George was out. He'd gone to feed his sheep. So Pat left the food and the parcel on the table.
Right.
We'll have a fast ride downhill.
He'll know, yeah, he'll know,
Give us a push.
no. He'll know,
Oh no, here we go.
yes. Oh no, ooh.
Oh dear.
He really does sound like a woman whenever his voice cracks.
All in one piece, I think. Hold tight.
Oh god, it goes bad. The video quality goes bad again towards the end.
Mind that tree. Whoa. Hey.
Oh no. Crash straight into the shed. It really is sad that some people are snowed in, that some people up north get so snowed in that they can't even go out to get food, so they have to get others to bring them. I do find that quite sad. Some people have to live like that, even today.
Thanks, Mrs. Thompson. Just what I need.
Yeah, we're very nearly at the end now. This has been quite a long VHS review. If you stuck around, and I do now somewhat regret getting the 2-in-1 tape, both episodes in one. Hasn't been that much of an enjoyable VHS review. Certainly not as enjoyable as my Thunderbirds and second Bob the Builder one were. Yes. I think it would have been better if I'd just gotten Postman Pat 1. The episodes of Postman Pat 2 aren't as good as Postman Pat 1. It's clear that they were running out of episode ideas towards the end of season 1, and I think that's why the series was out of production for another 10 years after that. That's almost certainly why. The stories are much slower paced in Postman Pat 2. It would have been better if I'd just gotten Postman Pat 1, to be honest. That's about the end of this tape. So if you stuck around for as long as you did, thank you so much. If you watched all the way through. Oh, hang on, it's gone out. it's gone off. No signal. Oh god. Oh, but there's the sound of the BBC thing. Oh, it's really going bad now. Okay, let's fast forward. Oh, there it is. Let's fast forward to the end. Let's fast forward now, and then I'll let you all hear the nostalgic sound of the tape rewinding. So yeah, not as enjoyable, but still more enjoyable than some of my other ones. So yeah, as I said guys, if you stuck around for this long, thank you so much. But if you didn't, then well done for trying. Hang on, get the thingy, the remote. Oh, what's this blue and green screen here? Don't remember this being here. I don't remember this being the thing. Ah, here we go. It's rewinding now. It's got to rewind really far. And obviously because of my OCD, there's some tape we got to rewind. Extra tape. Come on. Right, see that bit of tape there? We got to get rid of that. So put it back in and rewind it. Only goes a little bit further. So we'll press play again and rewind. Right, that should have done it. Come on out. Is it gone? Is it gone? Okay, I think that's satisfactory. Okay, let's close this thing up and put it back. And that concludes this VHS review. Really didn't... got kind of slow towards the end, and I really didn't have too much to say, but still very good. If you're going to get either one of these tapes, I'd say Postman Pat 1 is more worth buying than Postman Pat 2. But is this particular tape itself worth buying, the 2-in-1 tape? I'd say yes it is, if you're a massive Postman Pat / Children's BBC fan. So yeah, this one is definitely worth adding to your collection, especially if you're a massive Postman Pat fan and Children's BBC fan in general. I'd say yes, definitely try and see if you can add this one to your collection. So yeah. Didn't enjoy this one as much as I was going to, but I still enjoyed it more than other than other VHS reviews I've done. So, if you made it to the end, then thank you so much for watching, and if you didn't quite make it to the end, then well done for trying anyway. So that's where today's review ends. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to me, Trainlover16, if you haven't already. So, yes, as I said, this is definitely worth buying, especially if you're a massive Postman Pat / Children's BBC fan, as I just said. Thanks again so much for watching, hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye bye everyone!